If you've ever traded the correct score market on the Betfair exchange, I can 100% guarantee that you have experienced the early bird paradox, and it probably confused the hell out of you. Anyway, this video will be breaking down the early bird paradox, what it is, why it happens, and how to handle it. Go grab a nice cold beer or an Americano and let's get into it. So we've all been there, right? You pick out your target scores, you sit down to trade the match. By half time, you've hit one of your target scores. You think you're going to lock in a profit, but then you're looking at a screen like this, where actually what's on offer is a loss. Especially in this sort of example, we're on 2-1 to the away team, and we've got £400 of green on the 2-1. Yet the cash out's offering us a loss, which seems like a bit of a paradox, isn't it? We're on a target score, but the markets aren't giving us the chance to be able to lock in a profit. So what is really going on? So let's try and explain it a little bit more. So the early bird paradox happens when your target score is reached too early in the match. You feel like you're about to win, but you aren't. And it's because, to try and simplify all this, it's because the market is expecting more goals due to the amount of time that is left in the match. And so the odds on your target score remain high, haven't traded to a low enough point where you can even lock in a profit. And there's also the high chance that if you've hit one of your target scores by half time, for example, or early on in the match, there's a high chance you've probably lost some of your target scores also. So the stake on your other target scores, well, that's now lost. And so you need profits which are going to make up for that stake. A little bit confusing, but obviously you're going to be backing multiple scores at once. And as said, just to simplify it, it's pretty much because the markets don't really believe that this is potentially going to be the final score. The odds are still very, very high. So the market assumes the score is going to change again. So if a team goes 2-0 up, 3-0 up early on, the markets, especially if that team is dominant, they're expecting a 4-0 or a 5-0. Or even just for the underdog to pull a goal back. And so what you might have gathered if you've watched a bunch of our videos or you've done our correct score courses, you will know that I very often do say later is better, really. If you want to hit your target score, you want to hit it later in the match rather than earlier. But of course, that's why we have a target score formula. That's why we're going to pick out multiple scores. We ideally want to hit something like maybe a 2-0 early in the match, but 3-0 is one of our target scores. Hit the 1-1, but we hit the 2-1 later on, for example. But anyway, the big problem for many beginners is what to do when you end up in this situation with the early bird paradox, because you've landed on one of your target scores. You can't really take a profit, or at least not the profit you're looking for. And there is that risk of escalation. If you don't make any sort of move, the score could move past your target, okay? So your target scores could be dead by halftime. So anyway, look, there are a few different things you can do. And before I do get into these options, I do just want to say that that is one of the risks with correct score trading, that you could obviously back a bunch of target scores. The match goes completely the opposite way. And yes, your stake will be gone. But it's not the end of the world, providing you are staking sensibly, okay? We're not doing stuff like putting our whole bank on one single trade, unlike the way some people do it. So anyway, if that's the case and the match goes crazy, yep, you will lose your stake. But obviously, again, that's why we have our framework and our philosophy of lowering the risk as you proceed with the trades, just in case that happens. And of course, putting more profits on those target scores so we can really race those profits when we do catch our target scores. As said, later is better. So look, option one is to take an early exit when you end up in this situation. It does say here, take a profit and get out. However, that's quite idealistic. In reality, it's going to be like on the screenshot I showed you at the start of the video, where it's probably going to be a loss, and it's probably going to be a small loss, okay? Whether it's a small win or a small loss, you have to ask yourself the question about whether or not you yourself are expecting more goals in the second half. That's when you can consult the XG. If the match is outscoring the XG so far, then it could be in for a bit of a quiet period, and maybe there is a chance for you to, for the prices to steam in and for you to potentially lock in your profit. But there is that chance of, yes, you could just get out. Early exit if this happens, take the loss, take a small loss, take a small win, take a scratch trade. Main idea behind that is also that this match is probably not your most ideal match. This isn't a match where you're going to be securing some record profit. So it is probably best just to exit and move on. There's plenty more matches to trade. Now, option 2, as I just touched upon, is to stay in and push the trade. It does say hold and hope. I don't like that word hope because, of course, you should be doing this from a data-driven perspective. Now, as I said, if we're on a 2-0 at halftime, or even that 2-1 screenshot I showed you earlier on, if you do remember that trade, it was 2-1 to the away team at halftime, 2-1 to the away underdog. We could see from the XG more goals were due. It was also the away underdog. Are they going to hang on to that 2-1? Do we want to hold and hope? Definitely not in that one. So that was an early exit. Now, if it was 2-1 to the favourite, and you know that, well, you can see the XG is being outperformed and you've got other data leading you down the path, then of course, yep, you could hold your position. Yes, the risk is another goal is going to hurt it, but if the data is pointing you in that direction, you could stay in the market, knowing that the longer you stay in, the better your position will be. And do keep in mind, you've only ever entered this trade with money that you can afford to lose, right? So even if there are more goals and you have to lose your stake on this particular match, it's not going to be the end of the world, right? Anyway, option 3 is also to lay off the score, which is what we often do, and you'll see this demonstrated on the channel. But of course, there might be times when laying off that score isn't really even going to do much, especially if you've only got one target score left, and that's the real dilemma. But anyway, that's one of your options also. You could lay that scoreline. It will reduce risk. It's going to put some more profit on the higher scores also. But that's probably going to be dependent on how many target scores you have left in the match. So look, with correct score trading, there's no match that is the same as another match. There's so many different scenarios that can play out. So let's get into some real life trading demonstrations on the correct score market, where you're going to see how we kind of handled the early goal paradox. Let's dive into that right now. But before we do, it would be great if you could hit the like button if you do enjoy videos like this and you want YouTube to send you more videos just like this. Then you should hit the like button. It helps you more than it helps us, really. Anyway, let's get into some real life demonstrations. We can see how we handled the early goal paradox. We're off to St James's Park to trade this match with Newcastle and Brentford, and we're going to trade the correct scores and we're going to use AI to help us trade it. So we're inside the football trading Genie, just logged in. We can see Newcastle versus Brentford is right there. So we'll click on that and we'll load it up. And let's let the AI get connected. And then we're just going to press the correct score trading prompt, and we're going to see what angle it's going to give us for the correct score market on this one, which you would think is going to be Newcastle in favour of them, but apparently not. Apparently not. Apparently the AI gives an edge to Brentford over Newcastle, expecting a final result in favour of Brentford, a narrow win. So this is not a mistake. It's gone for it. So these are the scores in favour of Brentford. Let's go get set up on it. So anyway, I've backed these scores 0-1, 0-2, 1-1, 1-2 and 1-3, all heavily in favour of Brentford. Now just to show you, this is the match odds market with Newcastle being around an even money favourite on this one. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not 100% on this one, but we're going to give it a go. It's going to be a fun little demo trade, isn't it? So let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we come out alive on this one. Newcastle against Brentford. We're going in favour of Brentford. We'll give you more updates in play. We're in the 43rd minute on this one, and this has been a pretty eventful start already. Newcastle took the lead. Brentford have equalised. We're now looking at a potential penalty for Brentford. This is being checked by VAR for the handball. In my opinion, I wouldn't like to see this penalty given, but they are given. Anyway, let's wait and see if it's given. But either way, I mean, this is, this is potentially swinging in the favour of Brentford, isn't it? Newcastle took the lead on the 23rd minute, and I was sitting there thinking, well, there you go. You shouldn't listen to AI on this one. But Brentford have equalised. We're on the 1-1 score as it stands, and if this penalty goes ahead, Brentford could be taking the lead on the stroke of half-time. So, anyway, we will be right back on this. There's still a lot to settle, still a lot to happen. So here we are at half-time. It's Newcastle 1, Brentford 2. The penalty was confirmed, and it was converted by Brentford. So here we are on the 2-1 to Brentford. The only problem with all this is that we've kind of hit this 2-1 a little bit too early in the match. So hats off to the AI on obviously calling this in favour of Brentford. The 0-1, the 0-2, 1-1 and 1-2. Unfortunately, the goals have arrived a little bit too early for us. And ideally, if Brentford were going to do this, it would have been great if they could have taken the lead. And we could have leveraged some of the green. But anyway, as we are in a position where I'm going to lay off some of the green that we have here. Yeah, so we've got £200 worth of green. I'm going to lay off some of it. Still a fairly high price on the 2-1. We're going to leave some upside if Brentford could make it 3-1. And we're going to try and get it lower on the 2-2 scenario also. This is how the XG looks. So we're kind of right where we should be. Obviously, Brentford did have a penalty, which skews things slightly. But anyway, we're kind of right where we should be with regards to the XG. So we're not going to take any sort of aggressive action just yet. We're going to lay off some of the green on the 2-1 and probably lay it off slowly as the second half develops. And look, ideally, if we can hit that 3-1, that would be very, very nice. But anyway, let's see what happens from here. It's Newcastle 1, Brentford 2. So we're here at 62 minutes. It's still Brentford leading 2-1. And you can see the price has gone a little bit lower on this. So just to show you the data, I've updated the XG. We've got a goal overdue on this one now. So this would probably be the time to put this down, put the 1-2 down to 0 to lay off all the green that we have on it. And we do have a possible penalty, just as I said that. So let's pause this, let's check back. Anyway, we're back. It wasn't a penalty. It wasn't even close to being a penalty. I'm not sure why they needed to wait for that long on that. But anyway, let's just... The odds have obviously ticked down in that meantime. And we're going to try and squeeze what we can out of this. Because we're putting the 2-1 down to 0. And obviously our main concern really is the 2-2. So anyway, let's get this in the market. Because obviously if Newcastle equalise, then we're on a red score. As said, with this trade, it's just very inconvenient that Brentford have decided to go 2-1 up so early in the match. It would have been great if they hit this 2-1 later on. So anyway, we're here now on the 2-1. We're aiming for this 3-1 to Brentford. If they can hit it, that would be great. As it stands, if Newcastle score, we'll take that loss on the chin of the -35. And that's it. That's the current situation anyway. Newcastle 1, Brentford 2. 74 minutes on the clock. We're looking at another possible penalty. And from what I can see, this penalty is going to be given. Only problem is, this is a penalty for Newcastle. It's not a penalty for Brentford. So we are staring down the barrel of hitting that 2-2, which would be a loss. But as said, look, I'm very, very happy to have mitigated and got that loss down. We were trying to aim for that 3-1. That was one of our target scores, but obviously the match hasn't quite played out to plan. So anyway, I'm sure this penalty is just about to be given. VAR check. We will see if this penalty is converted. It's currently Newcastle 1, Brentford 2. And the penalty has been converted. That puts us on Newcastle 2, Brentford 2, and that will wrap up the trade for us with what is going to be a very, very small loss in the grand scheme of things, okay? So, bit of a frustrating one, isn't it? Bit of a frustrating one. If you play the tape back, I'm sure that the eagle-eyed watchers of this channel will point out that there was a profit available to take. We could have probably locked in around £75 of profit. And that was available there to take. And obviously in hindsight now, knowing it went to 2-2, yeah, you could argue that might have been a good move to make. But it was a hard move to make considering we had £700 worth of green on the 3-1 to Brentford. So we're all about trying to extract maximum value out of the trade. And I definitely don't regret it. I would much prefer to go for the much bigger win when you've got that sort of money on the table. So in the end, we will have to take a loss on this one, but it was a good effort. It was a very, very good effort from the AI. I did doubt it. It did obviously point us in that direction of Brentford, putting the cat amongst the pigeons in this match, and they definitely have. But as it stands, 2-2, who knows which way this game's going to go. I'm not going to take any more chances on this one. We're just going to accept the small loss on the chin, but a very good effort from the AI, and obviously from us trying to trade out and trying to go for a big win. So in the end, Newcastle 2, Brentford 2 on 78 minutes. And if you were interested in knowing what the final score of this match was, it was a 3-2 win for Brentford. Not one of our target scores, annoyingly. So again, it was a great call by the AI to go in favour of Brentford. I really, really did doubt it when it suggested it. It obviously came up with some great target scores, but 3-2 was not one of them. You can't really be mad at the AI. It's definitely, as said, it was a great effort. But anyway, in the end, yeah, Brentford pulled it off. It wasn't great for our trade, but anyway, congratulations to Brentford. And that trade still gives me nightmares today, but it was a very good example of the early bird paradox, wasn't it? Okay, we were on that 2-1 to Brentford, and I can just imagine if there was a beginner to correct score trading who covered the 2-1 to Brentford and the 3-1 obviously, and you saw that halftime score, they're probably rubbing your hands together thinking, yes, all right, let's lock in some profits. But as you could see, it didn't quite work out like that. And I tried as hard as I could to do option 2 and obviously option 3 and try and stay in the trade and try and catch that 3-1. Didn't work out, but yeah, a very good example of the early bird paradox in full effect there, right? Anyway, if in case you saw it earlier on, if we are using the football trading Genie to help us with our correct score trading, to help us with our football trading overall, that's the tool we're using in all these videos. So if you want to start to trade football with AI, you can get a demo by scanning the QR code that is on the screen. And if you can't scan the QR code, then click the link that's in the description. Okay, just making sure that QR code is working. Yeah, looks like it's good to me. So yeah, if you want to get a demo of the football trading Genie, it's absolutely brilliant for correct score trading. Then as said, click the link in the description or just scan the QR code and get going if you want to trade football with AI. Anyway, let's dive into it. I got plenty more examples of this. I seem to attract the early goals whenever I'm trading the correct score market. So let's see. Let's dive into another one now. Leeds versus Arsenal. We're going to be trading Leeds versus Arsenal. We're going to trade the correct score market and we're going to use AI to help us trade it. So in the football trading Genie, going to press the correct score trading prompt and see what it comes up with. I mean, it's more than likely going to be in favour of Arsenal, and it is. So that part was quite easy. 0-2, 1-2, 0-3, 1-3 and 1-1. So it's quite interesting. We're not taking any cover on the 0-1 to Arsenal, which is always a bit of a risk, isn't it? 1-0 to the Arsenal and all that. But anyway, let's get set up. And now this is how it looks on the correct score market. So you can see I've gone for a split stake approach. Now these lower scores like the 2-0 to Arsenal, not so much profit on there, but we do get bigger profits if we can hit, say, a 3-0 to Arsenal or a 3-1 or something like that. But obviously, we're going to be trading using the ladder as the match develops, so we'll give you more updates in play. So half-time, it's Leeds 0, Arsenal 2. So we can see why we didn't need that 1-0 to the Arsenal. 2-0 at half-time. So we've got to anticipate going to be more goals in this one, and another Arsenal goal, or another goal either way. It's going to start to limit our options in this one. So we're going to go down to 0 on the 0-2 on this one. So that would be break even on a 0-2. We're anticipating there's going to be another goal, probably to Arsenal. We're going to turn 3-0 to Arsenal into our main target score. But also, if Leeds do score, we've still got options on that side of things also. Okay, 1-1 is obviously dead, but we've got 0-2 still alive, break even, 0-3, 1-2 and 1-3 as possibilities. We've got our risk down also a fair bit too. So anyway, let's see what happens. Leeds 0, Arsenal 2 at half-time. 69 minutes on the clock. Leeds 0, Arsenal 3. So they've hit the third goal. Ideally, I would have loved if they could have hit that third goal, say, in stoppage time or something. We could potentially lock in more profits. But anyway, I'm going to just remove the risk from this market, and then we can assess. We've still got green on these scores where Leeds can pull one back. So the 2-1 and the 3-1. We've obviously got the green on the 3-0. We do not have any other away win covered. So let's take a look at the data for this. And just to show you here, it's Leeds 0, Arsenal 3, as we can see. So Arsenal's outperforming their XG to have 3 goals in this one. But Leeds, not really due a goal at all. So are we really going to stay in looking for a Leeds goal in this? Probably not. More likely, with Arsenal being more the stronger team, if there's going to be another goal, probably in favour to Arsenal. And that would put us on the any other away win. So anyway, we're just going to take the profits on this one, call it a day and collect it. And just move on, okay? Leeds 0, Arsenal 3 on 72 minutes. We're just going to take the profits, £94 locked in across everything, and be done, okay? So we're out with a profit. We're going to trade this match from Old Trafford, Man United against Fulham. We're going to trade the correct score market, and we're going to use AI to help us trade it. So we've loaded up the match inside the football trading Genie, Man United against Fulham, and we are going to generate the target score formula for this one, which is firmly in favour of the Man United win in this one. Could be a little bit dangerous considering how this season has gone, but anyway, let's get set up. So here we are, splitting that stake up. We're covering that 1-1, which is the main plan B. 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-1. This is one of those correct score trades where if Man United take the lead, then we're pretty good. If Fulham take the lead, then it's going to be some hard work, isn't it? Because we've only really got that 1-1 scenario. Some sort of 2-0 to Fulham would be obviously a nightmare scenario for us. But anyway, let's trade as the match develops and as the goal goes in. We'll give you more updates. So we've reached half time. It's Man United 1, Fulham 0. So we're in a pretty strong position. I did say Man United take the lead. We've still got all our scores available. So at this moment in time, obviously you've got to ask your question. Do you want to take any action on this one? As it stands, no. I think we'll just wait for that second goal to arrive, if the second goal arrives. Not guaranteed, of course. But we do have a green score next on the 1-1 and the 2-0. But then even after that, we've got 2-1, 3-0 covered. So we're in a pretty good position. So we will take action as and when that next goal arrives. But for now, no action. Man United 1, Fulham 0 at half-time. 58 minutes on the clock. Man United have just doubled the lead. So we're on the 2-0. We're now on a green score. And there is a chance to take some profit here, as we can see. But we're going to anticipate there's going to be another goal in this one, at least. I mean, from the looks of it, Man United could easily hit that 3-0. So we're going to make the 3-0 our new target score. And we're going to put this down to 0. So we can just fiddle around with the pricing. And yeah, we're going to go down to a break even on this 2-0. And even if Fulham score, we've also got some green there also. But yeah, we're going to put some more green on the 3-0, on that 2-1. Also, just lower the risk in this one, just in case something crazy happens, okay? That can always happen when you're trading football. But so far, so good. This has been pretty smooth sailing. Man United 2, Fulham 0 in 58 minutes. Let's see what happens after this. 85 minutes on the clock. It's just got interesting. Man United 2, Fulham 1. So we need to move quickly. Look, we need to remove the risk from this, primarily. We don't have anything on that 2-2 scenario where Man United were pretty much cruising in this one. We didn't really have to think too much about that 2-2 potential. But now we do. So we're on a 2-1 where we've got £88 of profit. 3-1, we do have 260 worth of green. But we've got nothing on the 2-2 scenario. So we could lay off a fair bit of this profit and give ourselves some green on that 2-2 scenario, while also leaving some very nice upside on the 3-1. Okay. So I think we'll do that. Remember, there is that cash out opportunity also. If you just want to take the cash out and not have to make this decision, that's there also, okay? And I wouldn't blame you in this situation. But we will leave it like this. This will end up, if it just remains 2-1, yeah, we'll make the £43. If it goes to 2-2, we will almost double that, up to 80. But if Man United can make it 3-1, we're going to get some very nice green to be able to lock in there. So, yeah, we'll stick with that. It's 4 minutes to go, plus the time added on. You're not going to believe it. We just had a goal, and then we had another goal. It went to 2-2, It's just gone Man United 3-2. So for Man United, it's very good, isn't it? But for our correct score trade, not great. It would have been better for it to go to 3-1 and then go to 3-2. But anyway, we were on that 2-2 with £80 of profit. Good thing that we left some profit on all the other scores. So we're ending up on 3-2. I mean, that might not quite be the end of it. So while we're here, we might as well just lay it off. How much time is... Still about 5 minutes of added time on this one. So there still could be another twist. So anyway, we're going to lay off the 3-2. I was going to say the 2-2. I mean, if I got on faster, I could have laid off the 2-2, but there was what? There was a couple minutes during that. But anyway, look, here we are. We're going to be on the 3-2. If there's no further goals, we're going to land £64 of profit. If we do get another goal, we're going to leverage up to 130. So this is actually a good example of those matches where I say, look, we want to remove the risk just in case it goes crazy. This is one of those matches where it's gone crazy. It really has. I mean, Man United were cruising 2-0 up to go to 2-2 and then go to 3-2 up. Yeah, this is one of those crazy matches. That's why I say remove the risk, put some green on the other scores just in case it goes crazy. We were looking at making very nice profits if it remained, if Man United got onto that 3-1, but they didn't. Anyway, we're going to make a profit on this. It's just a matter of how much. Let's see how this one ends. So it does look like that is potentially the end of the scoring in this one. Anyway, look, Man United 3, Fulham 2. As I just said, it's a good example of why we try and remove the risk as soon as you can when you're trading the correct score market. Remember, we didn't have 3-2 covered at all when we entered the match, but by trading, you can have some green on that 3-2 late on and you can profit even when you call it wrong. So anyway, we're out with a profit in the end. A little bit of a crazy one, but it's Man United 3, Fulham 2. So we're going to trade a cup match here. Valencia against Athletic Bilbao. Very hard to call this one. So we are turning to the AI and we're going to get the AI to crunch the numbers on this one. We're trading the correct score market and the target score formula is going to go in favour of Valencia. So predicting probably Valencia 2, a 2-1 win. But anyway, we've got the target score formula. Let's go get set up. So we're all set up, splitting that stake up 1-0, 1-1, 1-2, 2-1, 3-1. So do note that 1-1, the 1-2 and the 2-1. That's an interesting path. If we do get on a 1-1, we're in a very good position for this sort of match. So anyway, let's see what happens. Just about to kick off, Valencia against Athletic Bilbao. So it's half time here. It's 1-1. Bilbao took the lead on 26 minutes and Valencia have equalised this on the 35th minute. So we're on the 1-1. We've got 1-2. We've got 2-1. We've also got 3-1 to Valencia, if I can show you here. And that's the real money score, if we can land that. But anyway, look, we are anticipating more goals in this one. We're going to move our liability on to the 1-1 score. Okay, so it's currently there at 4.7. Not much at 4.6. Let's put this in at 4.6. And try and squeeze what we can out and move that liability, £100 liability. I'm just going to move it on to the 1-1. And any goal after this really strengthens our position. It's going to put more green on the green scores and it's going to lower the overall risk in the trade. So any goal puts us in a strong position and that's good. Valencia 1, Bilbao 1 at half-time. Let's see what the second half brings. We're in the late stages of this one. It's still a deadlock. Valencia 1, Athletic Bilbao 1. So if there isn't another goal, we're going to be facing taking a loss, as you can see, on the 1-1. But we do have nice green awaiting us if either team can get ahead in this one. And you've also got the option, if you don't feel it, you don't think that goal is coming, we could just exit now for a £39 loss. So in correct score trading, you've always got these options available to you. Now, something interesting just happened. Bilbao just had a penalty, which they missed. So that would have put us on the 2-1 to Bilbao, and that would have been good for us. But anyway, let's have a look at the data for this. And this is how the XG looks on this one. So we do have one goal overdue. Not clear to who, but apparently we should be expecting at least another goal. So based on that, we will stick with this and we'll see what happens. It's Valencia 1, Athletic Bilbao 1. There's around, how long is left? 6 minutes left plus the time added on. Lots of time to get that goal. Let's see what happens. 96 minutes on the clock. There's been a goal. It's Athletic Bilbao, who look like they have won this very, very late on. And there's going to be a big push from Valencia to try and get an equaliser. Otherwise, they're going out of the Copa del Rey. So there could easily be more late drama in this one. And the odds are so low that we will lay it off again, just to be safe, just to make sure it's all locked in. We could cash out 154. Let's just quickly do this. Might have to move it up. It's going to be a big push. Valencia are going to be throwing the goalkeeper up. I think there's, 2 minutes still to play on this one. But yes, okay. So anyway, we'll get that locked in. It's going to give us. I mean, they're going all out for it, Valencia. Let's lay off another small bit more. If they do score, we want to be in a position to profit. But it's gone very low. I think that might be it. So anyway, we got that goal. We got that goal very late. But you do see why we stayed in the trade. There's going to be a lot of people who look at trades like this where you win it with a last-minute goal and they say, "Oh well, that was lucky." It wasn't luck, my friend. We looked at the data. I did show you in that very last clip why we were staying in. We could have exited for a £40 loss. I saw no reason to do that. The data told us there was a goal overdue and it was worth staying in. There was 10 minutes and then there was 7 minutes added on in this match also. So that was 17 minutes to get the goal that was overdue. That is more than enough for me to want to stay in the trade. And we absolutely did. So that, I do believe, is that. Yes, Valencia 1, Athletic Bilbao 2. It was late, but it was great in the end. We got the profits. So as you can see there, correct score trading, it can get out of control, can't it? But you've got options, and that's the most important thing. You've seen a good few scenarios play out there, especially where we've used option 2. We tried to stay in, really tried to push that trade as much as we can. But of course, you've always got option 1. If you're not liking the look of it, you could exit early, okay? If you're not fully comfortable with the trade, exit early. We're not really doing that in the clips because it might be a little bit boring for you. But that is obviously one of your options when you do fall foul of the early bird paradox when trading the correct score market. But anyway, in case you haven't done it yet, it's strongly recommended as your very next step is to get a demo of the football trading Genie. If you want to trade football with AI, as you can see, it works very well with the correct score market. This is your own AI-powered football trading assistant. It covers every market. It covers every match that is available on the Betfair exchange, depending on the liquidity, of course. But anyway, get a demo of it, scan the QR code that's on the screen or click the link that is in the description to learn more about it, okay? And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. There's another video which should be on the screen right now that's well worth checking out and you might not have seen already. So click on that video and I'll see you in the next video.